Chapter 13 The Lady with the Lamp. Sonal embraced her mother tightly with tears in her eyes. Mama, I missed you so much when you were in the hospital for a whole week. Thank God you are back home. I will never trouble you again in my life. Sujata looked feeble as she held Sonal. Sujata smiled weakly. Even I wanted to be back home as early as possible. But dear, my treatment took a long time. The doctor said that I need a lot of care to get well at home. Of course, Monica, my nurse, will be here for a few days. Sonal looked at Monica and said, Hi. Monica gave an adoring pat on her back. Hello. I am here to take care of your mama. You are welcome. Akash, Sonal's father, entered with some bags. I am sure you'll be fit again within a few days. Yes, said Sonal. The next 10 days flew by. Monica took very good care of Sujata. She would attend to her round the clock. She made sure that Sujata took a proper diet. She gave her medicines on time, helped her move around slowly, noted the temperature and gave injections as prescribed. Monica would give a detailed update to the physician when he paid a visit every alternate day. Sonal and her dad would also help. But Monica was a superwoman. She was very efficient and caring. She would also read out good articles and stories to Sujata. They shared many moments of laughter. The day Monica was to leave, Sujata said, I am so thankful to you. I wouldn't have recovered so fast but for your care. You have brought back smiles to my family. Monica waved goodbye and said, I'll miss you all. Keep in touch. Sonal whispered to her mother at night, I will become a nurse like Monica auntie when I grow up. Sujata looked at her for a while and said, Then, you must read about Florence Nightingale before you make up your mind. Anyway, we'll talk about it tomorrow. The next morning, being a Sunday, everyone was relaxed. After a hearty breakfast, Sonal ran to her mother. Who is Florence Nightingale? Where does she live these days? She asked. Sujata went to the bookshelf and pulled out a biography on Florence Nightingale. She sat down on a chair and began to read. Florence Nightingale was born on 12 May 1820 in Florence, Italy in a rich, upper-class British family. She was named after the city of her birth. At a very young age, she was involved in looking after the ill and poor people in the village, close to her father's estate. When Nightingale was about 16 years old, she decided to take up nursing and spoke to her family about it. Her parents were completely against it. They wanted her to get married. Moreover, nursing was not considered a respectable job, especially for a woman in those days. She refused to get married. She was against the expected role for a woman of her nature to become a wife and mother. Nightingale believed that God wanted her to work for the sick and the deprived. She went to Germany for a 3-month nursing course. After finishing the course, Nightingale took up a nursing job in London. Later, within a year, she was promoted to be the superintendent of the hospital. In October 1853, the Crimean War broke out. The British Empire and its allies were at war with the Russian Empire. Many soldiers died or were injured. Nightingale gathered 38 nurses and went to Crimea. When they arrived at the British hospital, they were shocked to see the unhygienic conditions there. Many soldiers were dying because of infectious diseases like typhoid and cholera, apart from injuries. She got down to work. All the nurses worked together and cleaned up the place. They took good care of the sick and injured soldiers. Florence Nightingale spent long hours taking care of the patients. She went down the dark hallways with a lamp and attended to every patient herself. They were touched and felt comforted by her compassion. They called her the Lady with the Lamp. Nightingale started a special kitchen where food for patients was prepared. She also established a laundry to provide the patients with clean sheets and clothes. A classroom and a library were also set up for them. Meanwhile, she also wrote notes and reports about the need for reforms in other military hospitals. When the war was over, Florence Nightingale returned to her childhood home at Lea Hurst. People welcomed her warmly. The Queen rewarded her by presenting a special engraved brooch to her that was called the Nightingale Jewel and a reward of £25,000 from the British government. Nightingale used the money to set up St. Thomas Hospital and the Nightingale Training School for nurses within it. Now, nursing was regarded as an honorable profession even by the upper class. Nightingale took ill by the time she was 38. However, she continued to work from her bed and wrote notes for the improvement of conditions in the civilian hospitals. In 1908, she was conferred the Order of Merit by King Edward. Nightingale died in 1910 at the age of 90 years in London. Sonal put the book down and stared at the picture of Florence Nightingale. Sujata came to her. "So? What do you think now?" Sonal said in a determined voice, "I know it's difficult, but I still want to become a nurse like Florence Nightingale." Sujata put the book on the shelf and said, "Good.